Even though I didn't know the baby sister boyfriend, I didn't like him for the simple fact is you a grown dude messing with a little kid. So yeah, I allowed them to come to the crib. Why? Because I had a trick up my sleeve. Now, my BM didn't know what I was on because that was the whole plan. I didn't want her to know what I was on. But to keep it a buck with y'all, I wanted to go ahead and beat the brakes off dude. Some people may say, you know, you wrong for that. He didn't really do nothing to you. Why would you put your hands on him or whatever instead of calling the police? Because I'm not going to call the police. I actually believe in street justice. To each his own. We all grown, and that's the way I'm going to handle mine. Because if it was my shorty, I'm going to beat the brakes off of it. That's just plain and simple. So yeah, like I said before, I allowed them to come to the house, let them get comfortable and everything else. So what I did was, I beat the brakes off a dude one day, right? And kicked him up out the crib. Now, before I even done that, my BM and her baby sister's mother was calling around for her, and we actually shipped her back. But dude was left behind because he ended up getting a job and everything, and he started to do good for himself. It was just the baby sister ended up getting shipped back to Minnesota to her mom, to get away from dude. But once the baby sister left, yeah, I beat the brakes off dude because I ain't with that, It is what it is. I didn't want to hurt the baby sister's feelings, by doing it in front of her and being violent in front of her and stuff like that. So I waited patiently, but I wasn't finna let dude get away without catching a beat down because dude, that's too uncool. You feel me? So what I did was I just handled my business like it was my daughter, I'm gonna beat the brakes off of you. Plain and simple. Now, my BM got mad about that. Talking about why you hitting him like that, why you doing him wrong. But come to find out, not only that she was stupid and she ain't listen to nothing and she don't really care about nothing but what she can get out of the deal. Come to find out, he was breaking my baby mama off behind my back, right? While I was at work. Now, was I upset about that? No, I'm not upset about you breaking her off, but I am upset with you breaking her off in my house. Yeah, that just made that beat down a lot worse because I had a lot of stuff on my mind. You feel me? It is what it is. But with that being said, he caught the beat down, the major beat down. He ended up quitting his job and moving out of the state. Where he moved to, I don't know, and I really don't care. But I took care of the business like I was supposed to. Now, as far as my BM, that no good trifling heifer, it is what it is. We went our separate ways, That's when I already told y'all the story, but for those who don't know the story, we went our separate ways and she took my son out of my life and lied and told him that, I was in a car accident thinking that he'll never meet me because they're in a totally different state and stuff like that. But thank God for his foster parents, they end up linking up with me on Facebook and we got to chatting back and forth and, they brought him to see me. And I really appreciate that because the real mom wasn't going to do a damn thing. She lied to him all his life about me. Now, going back to the dude that I had beat down, the P-file boyfriend, I couldn't believe this heifer at that time was saying that I was the bad guy for beating the brakes off of him. But he's with your 13-year-old sister and you think that's okay. But you got to understand, my BM who I was dealing with, she got pimped by all 7 of her baby daddies. Yeah, that's right. All 7 of her baby daddies. I was the only one that didn't pimp her. Why I didn't pimp her? For 2 reasons. 1, that's not in my blood. And 2, I didn't know how to pimp. So I didn't know nothing about that. But I wouldn't have did that anyway, even though at that time, You know, when she told me that she been pimped out, we didn't have our child together. But I'm not finna be with no chick like that, and I'm not finna do no chick like that. If she wanna live that type of life, let her go. It is what it is. So, like I said before, we went our separate ways, and she told my son whatever she told my son, and it is what it is. But to let it be known, yeah, I had a trick up my sleeve. I had a trick up my sleeve. That's why I allowed them to come to the house, because dude was about to get the beat down of his life, and he sure did. Such a great beat down, he moved out of town, out of the state. You already know the business. Big O ain't gonna let nothing like that slide, for real, and that's the deal. You already know the business. One.